Hey, what is up, guys? It is CD Collectomania. About to bring you the hot shit. Yeah, I got tired of saying coming at you again. I got tired of saying that shit, man. I'm too unknown to have a slogan. I'm gonna just keep it cool, man. There's no need to be so structured. I realized I was saying that same shit every intro. We definitely gonna switch it up, and we gonna get shiggy. Oh, let me stop. This is gonna be part 6 of my CD collection, and we're gonna kick it off with a double disc album, which I love double disc albums. I feel like they're ambitious. Sorry about that, guys. I feel like they're ambitious, and I feel like just the whole premise of a double disc, just as a collector, just having more of the thing that you want to collect it's a cool feeling. And Vince Staples, I had been waiting for his debut album for forever. So when I heard that this was gonna be a double album, I was like, what? This is a must cop. Like, there you go. And this is where disc 1 was, and then that's where disc 2 was. It's the back cover. They're not gonna, obviously, you know, on the double disc, they're not gonna list the track names on the back. But from the first disc, I liked Ramona Park Legend Part 1, Senorita, Lift Me Up, and Summertime. And on the second part, I liked '06. I liked, I believe, Jump Off the Roof was on the second disc, and I liked 3230. This is a solid debut from Vince. This is exactly what I wanted. He is a bona fide spitter from back in his old Odd Future affiliate days, you know, his Snub Nose Frank production days, Hostile. Everybody watching this, if you have not heard Vince Staples' verse on Hostile, produced by Snub Nose Frank, you need to, that verse is like, that's some gangster imagery at its final, man. So shout out to Vince for making not only a double disc, but a good debut album, and a good album at that. It's just garnering so much acclaim, and you know, I'm proud of Vince, man. He progressed the right way. We're actually gonna go back a little bit, and we're gonna do Hell Can Wait next, which is this is the first piece of music that he sold. Is an EP, short little EP. I'm not gonna put a score on 7 tracks. There's no reason for that. It's a good album. I liked it. I actually preferred, this is actually the only project of Vince's that I felt like he moved back. Like, I liked Shine Cold Chain Volume 2 better than this, and this came out after. But then Summertime '06 is the best thing he's ever did, so I don't really know what was so different in the creative process, but it was still good though, nonetheless. It just definitely didn't stand up to Summertime '06. At Long Last ASAP, ASAP Rocky, Harlem, New York, Trendsetter, Fashion Icon, that's dope. R.I.P. the Yams. ASAP Rocky, I was like anticipating this album to the point where I was literally stalking his Twitter just for any little info that I could get. He made a mistake by not putting Multiply on this album. This would have made a great album even better. But you got M's, good song. Lord Pretty Flacco Jody 2, good song. You got Excuse Me, which that classic like sample, man, and just how he's spitting on that is fire. You got Electric Body. This is a solid sophomore effort. ASAP Rocky definitely didn't fall victim to the sophomore slump that we see a lot of these artists fall into. That might be in part because a lot of people didn't receive his first album so well, but I was actually one of the people that thought that at that point that was the best thing that he had ever did. So that didn't disappoint me, but hey. Mobb Deep, the infamous. Man, this is my favorite New York group / artist of all time, and I'm from New York City. I just really love what the hell they did on this album, man, how they just kept it. It's so New York. Like, you hear like Done, you hear like references to the turnstiles, you hear references about the pizzeria, you hear references about the G Train. I love that shit, man. Like when an artist, like they drop little gems that show us who they are, man. What makes them unique. You know, they came from the East. They were in the midst of that East Coast, West Coast thing, and they found a way to make themselves stand out by dropping good music. And this is just a testament to that, you know? Dope album, man. Very, very, very dope album. Favorite tracks. Let's see. Damn, focus. Okay, there we go. Up North Trip, Temperature Rising, Give Up the Goods, obviously Trife Life, obviously Shook Ones Part 2. This is a classic, you know. I'm not gonna put scores on a classic, but if you guys haven't heard that album, that's an album that you definitely need to listen to. New York City classic. And this is another New York City classic, Slick Rick, the Great Adventures of Slick Rick. He's one of the greatest storytelling MCs to ever bless a mic. Treated Like a Prostitute, The Moment I Feared, Teenage Love, Hey Young World. This is just top-notch spitting and top-notch production. Slick Rick, I wish he would have blessed us. I know this is not like all he has in his discography, but I wish he would have made more music, man. I wish he wouldn't have got caught up in that criminal shit, you know, because he definitely was a legend and still is a legend, but hey, whatever. Action Bronson, Mr. Wonderful, solid debut album. Don't Get the Hate for It. Terry, Acting Crazy, Falconry, City Boy Blues, Baby Blue, Galactic Love, and Easy Rider are all fucking insane. So I don't understand how anybody can hate on this album, but people find a way to complain about everything, man. I thought it was a solid album from Bronson. I thought he actually like really impressed me. But hey, this is another album, Neruvian Doom, Bishop Naru, MF Doom, that people were disappointed with. I don't know why. I think people see Doom's name attached to something and then they automatically expect either vaudeville villain or food or mad villainy, and that's just not. Those albums are classic for a reason. Classics, there's a reason they're called classics and not like ordinaries. Like if they were ordinary, then there'd be albums that came out all the time, that level of quality. But this is a solid debut project from Bishop Naru. It really is Bishop Naru for the most part on the mic. I think Doom has about 2. He hops in on 3 songs, I think. He does handle the production solely though. But I thought there was some real good tracks on this, man. Track 2, Ohm. Track 3, Mean the Most. I thought there was some good tracks on here, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm a weirdo. Save that for last. Alright, Rick Ross, Mastermind. Good album. Not as good as God Forgives I Don't. Contrary to, I don't know, I guess the consensus is that Mastermind is like his second best project behind Teflon Don. Which, like I said, I guess I'm a contrarian weirdo because I don't even think Teflon Don is his best project. I think that God Forgives I Don't was his best project. But this isn't even as good as Teflon Don. You know, I didn't really feel this album that much, actually. And I'm actually a Ross fan. I really like Ross. Yeah, I liked Sanctified, The Devil Is a Lie. That's all I really like from this album, man, to be honest, sadly. I don't know, man. Ross definitely, he has some explaining to do on that album. And Hood Billionaire is just atrocious. I don't know. This album, Trap Lord, A$AP Ferg. This album brings back so many memories because this is one of the first albums that really spurred me on to collect. And, you know, really, like, it sparked the interest in CDs. Because I just remember riding the train and copping this album and just I was really like intrigued at how he like the album cover he chose, the inserts. I was just really intrigued with all this, and that's all I can remember is how this album really sparked a huge interest in me to want to collect. And it doesn't hurt that this is actually a really good album. Let It Go is incredible. Shaba's incredible. Hood Pope is crazy. Didn't Want to Do That. Fuck Out My Face. This is like good shit, man. Shout out to ASAP Ferg. Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. Extremely good project. That goes without saying. We don't even have to talk about it. I love it personally. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. With all that being said, man, I do think that this album is a tad overrated. In my opinion, I think that this album is a tad overrated. See, it starts so strong with Shireen and Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe is okay. Backseat Freestyle is good. The Art of Peer Pressure, like that beat is not good to me. That song is just not good to me. That's just my opinion. Money Trees, J-Rock body Kendrick on that. Poetic Justice is a good song. Good Kid I'm not feeling. I'm feeling half of Mad City. Swimming Pools, Drink is good, but that extended, like the end part with like the rock drums, I don't understand why he did that. Like he messed up a good song with good melody. I wasn't feeling the extended version of that. I couldn't vibe to that second part in the least bit. Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. Sing About Me is one of the greatest hip-hop songs of all time. Sing About Me is. I'm Dying of Thirst is, I don't, and before anybody criticizes me, I understand like what he was going for, the message. I understand it completely. Sing About Me conveyed that message perfectly. But then the second half of the song, I'm Dying of Thirst, or the second song, however you want to classify it, I'm just not feeling the production. Like, he failed me on the production on a couple joints on here, which I don't understand. Because Sing About Me had crazy production, but then you got songs like I'm Dying of Thirst, which is not good production-wise. The second part is Swimming Pools, not good production-wise. Good Kid is not good production-wise. And then you have Real, which people all hate that song, but I actually like it. You got Compton, which it's good. And then you got the remix with Jay-Z, which is, like this album, it's very good. It's massively overrated though, in my honest opinion. But I think people were itching to find a conscious hip-hop figure to latch themselves onto, and Kendrick came at a perfect time and filled that niche. And for that, I can't hate on him. Shout out to Kendrick. So we did all that today. So that'll be all for the sixth part of the CD collection. I drew a blank there. I'm sorry, guys. So I'll come at you with part 7 soon. Peace, everybody.